Hello, I'm Pete, and I guess I'm the money guy here. Let's get started. Do I know more about answering financial questions than AI? I like AI a lot, and sometimes I'll run little scenarios through it, but it's the human approach in some of these situations that makes all the difference in the world. Otherwise, it's just fancy Google. No offense. Google, let's get started. This time we're talking about mid-career and family planning. And we are talking about the financial aspects of family planning, not family planning like that weird thing you had to take in middle school that your parents had to sign a permission slip for you to watch. Okay, question number one. We just had a baby. How should we adjust our finances? Oh, I love this question. So let's talk about the day-to-day. And by the day-to-day, I mean things like feeding that thing. That sounds aggressive. Making sure the baby is nourished, as well as making sure the baby is clean. So you're talking a couple $100 a month, adjusting your sort of groceries and your big box store spend there. So a few $100 there, which means you're going to have to find somewhere else in your budget to relieve yourselves of that expense item. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is if daycare becomes an issue, then it's a big decision. You see, daycare for most families is going to last at least 6 years. This is a period of your life in which you're spending sometimes thousands of dollars a month, so you can go earn an income to pay for daycare. Yes, that's how it works, oddly. And I'll say this, that period of your life is one in which you're just going to run on the financial treadmill. You're going to run in place. You try not to go backwards, but you also aren't going to make a lot of progress in terms of building your net worth. So the adjustments you need to make are the day-to-day, like I mentioned, and major expenses like daycare. All right, let's see. I'm going to plug it into AI. Let's see what AI has to say. We're waiting for this to come. Update your budget, account for new expenses like diapers, formula, childcare, and medical expenses. I split them into two, okay? I split those because they're very different. They're big spend and little spend. Review health insurance, add your baby to your health plan within the required time frame. Okay, got me there on a small technicality, got me there. Start an emergency fund or increase it. I mean, yeah, but kind of too late because you're not gonna have the money to start an emergency fund once you have a baby. If I'm being realistic, once a new human's in your house, I'm like, oh, with all that extra money, go ahead and just start an emergency fund. That's actually sort of unrealistic advice. Consider life insurance. Again, that should be done before the baby gets here. The question was, we just had a baby. Life insurance should be done before the baby's there. Don't like that one. Create or update your will. Should be done before the baby gets there, but I'll give you, that's a pretty good one. Start saving for education. Yes, that's a good one. Check for tax benefits. Your tax wizard will do that. AI wins this round. AI wins this round. It was more specific, although I think it boils down to small expenses, big expenses. Some of the life planning stuff generally would happen during pregnancy, not after the baby's here. But where I take off for myself is I did not talk about saving for education. So I lose that round. Round two. Should I contribute to a 529 or focus on retirement? Okay, I love this question. There's one thing you can't borrow for: retirement. You can borrow one way, shape, or form for education. So that is to say, the more difficult problem to solve is retirement. Once you're saving the right amount for retirement, it should be between 12 to 14% of your gross income every year. Then you can start saving for education. What some people like to do is to save not the right amount for retirement and then the not a right amount for college, and then that just makes them feel better. But financially, it makes absolutely no sense. So once you're saving the right amount for retirement, then go ahead and start saving for college. All right, so should I contribute to a 529 or focus on retirement? Let's see what happens. It says to prioritize retirement because there are no loans for retirement. Man, I feel like I should actually litigate against artificial intelligence because that was my answer. Tax advantage growth. You know what? Both have tax advantages, so I don't like that, particularly child's financial aid. here, this is actually not exactly true. It says having substantial savings in a 529 plan might affect your child's eligibility for financial aid in a minuscule way. In a minuscule way. That one doesn't count. Flexibility retirement savings offer broader usage. If you overfund a 529, that's true too. Push. This is a push, okay? So right now I've lost one round. I've tied another round. Can we afford for one parent to stay home? Well, this is a tough. I don't know. I don't know if you can. However, I'll say this. It's gonna force you to prioritize a period of your life. You go back to that treadmill thing. Maybe for like 4 or 5 years. Here's the danger in that. If you take one person out of the workforce and out of their career path, it's harder to get jumped back in than you might think. I would also say that you're gonna have to consider what other areas of your financial life you might have to cut. Entertainment, vacations, and those sorts of things. I will never, ever, ever, ever talk anyone into or out of stopping work to take care of their child. It's none of my business. I don't even think it's a financial decision. You will make it work if you want to make it work, but there will be sacrifice. What says the computer? Evaluate the lost income? Sure. Review new expenses? Yeah. Create a revised budget, emergency fund check, long-term impacts, try a trial run. Live on one income for several months while saving for the other. You know what? My answer was better except for that one. If within the 9 months of pregnancy, you try to just take away one of the incomes and see if you can make it work, that is the best part of that answer. I don't know if I want to give them a win though. I'll give it another tie. But that is the best part of their answer, but it's buried it at number 6. Okay, so it is now 1, 2 ties, and so let's go to the final question. I got a raise. What should I do with the extra money? This is a mid-career person from a financial planning standpoint. Oh boy, the old next dollar thing. What would I do with the next dollar? I got a raise. What should I do with the extra money? Number 1, make sure that percentage-wise, you're still putting the right amount away for retirement. Sometimes people get a raise and they look at the dollars and then they go to save more dollars, but it's actually not a higher percentage. They actually go backwards. So number 1, start with retirement. Number 2, look at any high interest rate debt that might be hanging around and try to get rid of that. Number 3, go to an emergency fund if it's not funded. Number 4, put the money in a 529 plan. Number 5, throw a party, send me an Evite. Okay, got a raise. What should I do with extra money? What if AI asked you to invite it over to your home? You should call the police. Avoid lifestyle creep. I basically said that by making sure that you save the right percentage and not dollars. I said it cleaner. Increase savings, said that. Pay down debt, plan for future goals, adjust your budget, treat yourself, which is the party. Mine's more human. I win that. So in this round, I've won 1, I tied 2, and I lost 1. No, can't win them all. Look, it is okay to get some guidance from AI as it relates to your financial life. Here at Your Money Line, we combine good, solid advice that you can find, yes, on the internet, but the human aspects, the little questions like, hey, how much of this debt do you have and what's your interest rate? Or what was your situation growing up? Which often is the directive piece of information that takes you to the right decision. That's the difference with the human touch. So with that being said, it was a tie this week. I'm the money guy and I just tied AI.